Hello everyone, welcome on into stream number 50. Raise the bet for Rookie to Royalty here on Shaun Does FM. Hope you're all doing well here, and today it's a transfer window. We've somehow got £3 million to spend, so that's going to be interesting. And also, we're going to try and bounce back from that cup loss yesterday that was a bit annoying in a penalty shootout against 10 men. But I hope you're all doing well out there. Welcome on in. And if anyone wondering, I did pay out the prediction earlier today for that because I forgot yesterday. But yeah. Welcome in. If you're on YouTube, consider leaving a nice big thumbs up on the stream. And if you're on Twitch and like what you see, as always, a follow is greatly appreciated. But let's get into it because we're going to be doing probably just a 2-hour give or take stream today. But we've made our way forward to the 9th of February. Last time we were here was when that happened, annoyingly. Kind Sato, one of the worst performances you'll see from a player in a game, is actually wanted still by Rawa. That disappeared for a while. It's surprising to see that, but he's been really good for us this season. But boy, he stunk out the joint yesterday. So that was a shame in that both the first penalty takers missed, and then he missed later on. So that's what proved costly. So yeah, not ideal. They've played a couple of friendlies since then just to keep the fitness ticking over and also get some new players to get themselves sorted, because that's actually how we have made a little bit of money since you were last here. A couple of players that we were trying to sell at the start of the season, we have now been able to sell. So we'll go over and check out what's happened on that front. The transfer history, there it is. Yeah, I think that's what we're doing, and that's way. Okay, so we can show you what's happened, because a lot of this is only just gone through. So first up, Baram Gadazi left for 675k, was our starting right back earlier this season, but he just got demoted a little bit with Bakiranov, and also the fact that he was a foreigner and a pretty so-so one. So only okay in the games where we had him here. Last couple of seasons he was alright, but 675k got rid of him, so he's no longer at the club. Is Gudazi also got rid of a backup foreign goalkeeper in Nazarov, overdue like anything because he was very average, so we cashed in on him. That was for a fee of 350k. Don't ask me why Tokyo spent money on him last year, because boy oh boy, I mean, it was good when he played, but why a 30-year-old goalkeeper from Uzbekistan? So he's gone. Cody Yamada for 145k off to Kawasaki Frontale, the team who knocked us out in the cup. To be fair, apparently it's a profit. So we've it's definitely not a profit. Don't know what they're on about there. That's a huge loss. Good career, but 33 years old, just very average compared to what we'd improved on in that position. So he's at Kawasaki Frontale as a impact sub, and then someone we've made actual profit off, and Yumiki Yokoyama off to Avispa Fukuoka, that for 950k. Definitely the best player that we sold, but still, for where we want to end up, not that great. Didn't play a game for us this season. We did actually make a profit on him, so that's actually a good bit of transfer business. So that's quite helpful as he turns up the music on his end. So we got rid of those players. Very handy indeed. What we've done to counter that is bring in a couple of players already spent, give or take £1 million. Miki Otani from Yokohama is one, just a young, promising left back in case we get injuries, because we have copped some injuries at times this season, and usually it's at left back. So Miki Otani comes in, should be in the reserve team, but there's been injuries and suspensions, so he's in there as a left back option who can also do a job at right back, but we'll try and keep him at left back. Miki Otani, another player we've pinched off Marinos. The big signing is Daniel Liu from Sparta Prague, a left winger. The reason for that we'll reveal shortly, but very well-rounded. He's got a couple of nice green attributes, but just really good in what we need him to do as a winger, and also out of position as a wide midfielder. He just looks very solid. So we brought him in, a foreigner, but looked quite handy. So we'll get him off Sparta Prague there. He was in the final year of his contract. A little bit of a wage on him, but He'll play a fair bit for the rest of the season, as you'll see shortly. And also Song Chang-yun from Incheon United, a pretty cheap pickup this one, 170 odd K, for another left back, because as I said, probably needed those the way they've been dropping like flies here this season. Another dual-sided wing back, quite handy, and looks pretty solid either role we use him in, but hopefully that left-hand side with that really good left foot and running with the ball down the left does suggest he should be a left back. 21 years old, bit of potential, 2 caps for the South Korean national team. He'll do nicely. Does still count as a foreigner. But yeah, we've bought him in as well. So that's what we've done. One of the reasons we did sign Daniel Roos, I was going to try and save up the money for a goalkeeper, but we couldn't. He's straight in there as loose because if we go down further, we've still got injuries. Maurizio is suspended. That's the reason Atani's called up on the bench for this game. Song should be a bit better than Maurizio though, so won't make a ton of difference that, but we'll see how things go. Might work out Atani keeps that spot being a local lad anyway. Otherwise, most players are coming back. Valakari, 45 minutes. He's back from his injury. Samaya back from an injury, although he wants to be out on loan, as still does Hattori. Kawasaki's back from injury. That's quite handy. But we've lost Ishizaka quite long term in some torn knee ligaments in training, 6 weeks to 2 months. So hence why we panic bought a left winger, truth be told. So that's why Roos came in. And we're also still Yamani. I say still, I think this also happened in training. It did. 21st of Jan, he's out for a couple of weeks, Yamani. So definitely needed to call up or to bring in a couple of left backs given that and the Maurizio situation. So Yamani will probably end up being the bench option. But at the moment, Atani, because we're right on the limit with Roos coming in over a Ishizaka. Still got Bakirinov, Song Chang-yong at left back, and Arroyo / Valakari, who's also on the bench. That's our foreign bench spot. But I think we're in a lot better shape than we were late yesterday's stream. Rivera and Sato are both fit. I'm going to keep Sato there, but that might be a mistake. We'll see if bids come in. And yeah, we've got a fair bit of money to play with. I said 3 million. When you adjust the transfer budget, it definitely can go out to that. Yeah, we'd still have 62k left in our wage budget, so we've got a lot of money to spend. Looking at the squad planner a little bit, we've got a quite promising backup in behind Ishikawa, but Ishikawa is 34. Gonna have to replace him at some stage, so we'll try and hold off till next season maybe for that, but yeah, we'll see about that. We've got enough depth there now, albeit arguably not, but we've got guys who can cover both sides, so it's not too bad. Maybe an extra centre back, especially if we do get rid of Samaya on loan. Kabari is still out injured. He picked up one in training, I think, as well. He's out for 7 more days, so he's not available currently. There's the left back situation. It's pretty decent. We'll probably eventually get to that. DM's not too bad depending on the Hattori situation. Can always put Yamani further forward there too, so that's quite handy. We can use him as a midfield option with Kawasaki as the main backup to Fujikawa. Right wings are a pretty nice situation still with Sato and Rivera. Cam we're not too bad in. I wouldn't use Roos there to be fair. Roos kind of sits there. Ishizaka probably a little bit better, but injury affected that. And up front we're golden still with Kawada as a third choice behind Matsubara and Miyazawa, who's been one of the better signings here this season alongside Balakari. So just looking at that, yeah, I think we're pretty good in most areas. Probably sitting extra centre back might be quite handy. We do have some players down the B team. A goalkeeper, yeah, I don't know. I think we're pretty good in most areas. So, and we're still in a really good spot in J1 too, just a reminder. Despite that cup loss, if you're wondering, Kawasaki went on and won the final 2-0 over Shimizu. So, bit gutting that, but we're laughing. A game in hand, 10 points clear. So fine. And we're playing Jubilo Awada up first. So we'll get a prediction going for that. But yeah, we'll make our way through the window today, and just in general, through as much as we can get through in today's stream, and we'll pick up where we leave off on the weekend. So yeah, we'll get a prediction going. This should be a nice first up game for us, though. We've been playing friendlies. I don't know if other teams have, and we're taking on bottom of the league. So, you know, season previews got us on top again now too, which is interesting. Shimazaki and Ishimaru at the back. Not sure how that works. They want to play our midfielders as centre backs. Well, one of them, Kawasaki in the midfield, who's on the bench. Rivera out wide, who's on the bench. Miyazawa was the only starter, actually, alongside Ishimaru in that team. But we are apparently the favourites again now. So just makes O'Hara leaving a little bit more funny. But yeah, I've got a transfer room and for a goalkeeper. There's not a lot of great options. There's a couple of Japanese guys, because we would probably look for a local if we could possibly. The guy out of Mamelodi is quite cheap for how decent he looks, but it's another foreign spot. I don't know if we can fit that in at the moment. Let's get the right thing up on that screen, Shaun. There's a couple of guys who look handy, but they're pretty big time money, and they're only all right. Probably better off waiting until the end of the season to get them in anyway. He's probably the one I like the most. Okuda. There's a guy, if I can find him, Kondo, who looks a lot better. Just hate that he's inconsistent and doesn't enjoy big matches, so I'm going to avoid him like the plague out of Montedio Yamagata. Otherwise, we'd definitely be going after him. But I think if we did sign a goalkeeper, be that guy from the Goya Grampus, just thinking he might be cheaper at the end of the season. So we'll try and hold off on that. Just realised too, there's a youngster out of Auckland that I've just noticed is on this list. Bit of a new gen goalkeeper. Relishes big matches. Interesting. He would count as a foreign player, I'm pretty sure, though. So, yeah. Interesting to see that Auckland have got a decent new gen goalkeeper, though. Not sure how I've seen him before on this list. But anyway. But we'll get into the first game today. So we're coming off the back of a pretty decent gap. We've got a busy resumption. Jubilo, Solezo, Montedio, and Kashiwa, who are up there. Probably the one team out of all the ones that we're playing who are actually up there. A lot of bottom half teams, so we should be able to get off to a decent start here. To the resumption, so Ruse at left wing, Arroyo still over Valakari on that minute restriction. A debut for Chun Young at left back. Otherwise, it's the same team that unfortunately couldn't get the job done in that penalty shootout yesterday. 77 for a left winger. He wants number 3. 2's close. I can give it 33 maybe? No. 2's close. Let's give you 2. And Atani, 13. Yes. Right, there we go. I hope you're doing well out there on a Thursday afternoon. And hopefully we can just continue our romp towards the J1 title. It's going to be interesting when we get to the J-League Cup games, which I think are the start of the month. After this one, we won't say last time. I know I've played friendlies, but just because the last game I managed was not that great. But at home, hopefully going to be good for us here. Get off to a rollicking start. I've made 0 changes tactically, just a bit poor finishing wise in that previous game we played against Kawasaki. 22 points behind us, and they've won the first trophy of the season. That's annoying, but it is what it is. Cup football. We still haven't lost a game in 90/120 minutes. So we'll cling to that. They've got an injured goalkeeper, so let's try and get shots off on him, because that seems like a big old risk. At the moment, we are trying to get shots off, just nothing that impressive, it would seem. But we finally get the first highlight just past 10 and we pick out Ruse on the left-hand side. The new signing in there for Arroyo. It's an interesting shot because he legitimately looked like he's passed that to an opposition player. But Chun Young and Ruse. Oh, immediate impact. He does get the assist for that. Okay, I thought there was a save in there, but David Arroyo. The 88 and the 77. It's a very weird number combo, that one, but we take a 1-0 lead, as you'd expect here. Looked like a pokey shot, this did. And yeah, he's forced to save out of Lee Kyung on that injury, but Arroyo, right place, right time, the second striker, or shadow striker, whatever it's called these days, to make it 1-0. So that is the start we want, and we might be about to put the foot down, hopefully. Put down the hammer as Shimazaki keeps the ball for us from that throw-in. Ruse, he's chested that and a push. I'll tell you what Ruse is creating. It looked like a shove. And I think it will be upheld as a penalty. It's a soft one, but I think we're going to get this. And we will. The referee doesn't usually make that big gesture without giving a pen. And indeed he has. Yellow card for them, so for a couple of minutes. Now, who's on it? It's actually Sado. Wow. Wow, okay. Interesting. Now he freaking scores it, doesn't he? Redemption? I don't know if we call that redemption. Wasn't even that good a pen. It's like straight at him. The goalkeeper's just sort of ducked out the way more than anything. But Sato back in the goals. And we're 2-0 up 15 minutes in, so as I was hoping, nice little first up game off the back of a 2-month gap. Bob, that's the one. Hope you're doing well, man. But yeah, top versus bottom, this was a quite nice fixture to get back into J1 action after a month and a bit break. I'll tell you what, that ball was an absolute thunderbolt. And Kikuchi's going to get him behind here, although we've shuffled him out wide. Oh, no way. Oh, whoa. Do not give that. It's the softest pen of all time if he's giving this. Yeah, thank you. Goodness me. It's a free kick, though. It's not even a free kick, is it? It's a bump. Anyway, we haven't conceded. I'll stop complaining, but goodness me. I was about to. I mean, if we drop points off the back of that, I was going to blow my lid. Thankfully, it won't have any impact. And now we're on the attack. Bakirdanov out to Sato. Back in there for Bakirdanov. Oh, it's lovely football until the finish from Fujikawa. Also, Shimazaki, actually. He had his release clause triggered by Paderborn, 3.5 million, and turned them down, which I mean, we could have a lot of money then, and we actually would have been able to properly strengthen a bit, but local player probably better that we did keep him, but I was expecting to lose him, and we didn't, so we could have had 7 million to play with, albeit we would have signed someone else to come in. It would have meant Hattori got that DM spot, which would have hopefully stopped his complaining, so we would have been okay without him. But yeah, Paderborn getting just turned down for us, which is quite nice. Doesn't want the move to Europe yet, does Shimazaki? Because that was interesting, unexpected. Everyone out there is in pretty good nick. Chun Young was a touch struggly, but I think we're all right at the moment. So we're going well. Just because it's the team we're playing, we'll say that they could do better. But I'm pretty happy with that effort for a first game back. Kolokotlonis, wonderful name out there. On the right hand side, 6.2 though, isn't playing that well. Toure yellow, that's good, that's not us. Usually is us who pick up the yellows. But pretty simple for us in the J1. We just, unless we start really losing games on the bounce regularly, we are on track to be champions. And can pretty much start thinking about Asian football next season as is. That really should have been 3-0. Not sure how we haven't bundled that one home for Arroyo or Miyazawa. But we do have a cup game, two-legged. It's against a team from J2, so hopefully over 2 legs we should be good. At the quarterfinal stage of that J-League Cup. Now I'm going to take off here. Both Sato, actually anyone on a yellow, because we don't need to risk it here, I don't think. Especially with Rivera as an option on the bench. Actually, while we're here too, get some minutes into Valakari might not be the best, worst idea. So make quite a few subs there. Some will help, some less sure about. Shimazaki's on a bit of a yellow. Might wait till last 15 to get him off for a Hattori. It's probably the idea unless cards have an influence, but feel pretty in control. Rivera's got a card, but I can't sub him off after we just subbed him on. Taking their time here, which is interesting for a team that are 2-0 down, and that's just not great work from them. Oh, and that's, oh, it was such a big chance there for Fujikawa. But I think we're in good control of this. Let's get Hattori on to hopefully stop his moaning. He is lone listed, but no one wants him. So we are trying with him just to keep him happy, but apparently no one is interested because of his wage. So we might end up keeping him. The other one being Samaya, who is currently the centre-back on the bench, but won't be once Kabari comes back. Oh, I tell you what, that's actually worked out to be a great flick on there for Rivera, who gets a bit greedy. Decent save there from Lee Kyun-hyun. But we've still got our 2-0 lead after the first half. That little burst around the 15-minute mark. And we might get a chance here now. Ruse is going to take this set piece. Having a pretty good debut. Helped us earn the penalty and got the assist for the first goal. And unfortunately, Ishimaru can't quite keep it down. Didn't score any, I think, from set piece yesterday. So it's been a little while since he's delivered with his head. But it's going to be a solid 2-0 win to get back into things in the J1. Not overly impressive. Could be worse. Could be Urawa, who just continue to drop points. Vissel Kobe, defending champions who aren't having a good season, but they've taken points off them. 14th, they are moving up that table a bit. Vissel Kobe, but we now go 11 clear. As Nagoya Glampus are held by Koda Sanga, so that's actually end up being a good game week for us, that. So, good solid win, fellas, to start things off today. Why didn't we do that in the cup? We've still got a game in hand, so we are cruising. He's on our shortlist, cool. And Ruse, debut, man of the match, at least competitive debut. So we better rest some players here. That's the one we want, Shaun. It's not too bad yet, not Kabari actually, so it is just Ruse who's a bit tired. And Salezo Osaka have sacked their manager. Where are they? 8th? 1, 2, 3. No, 7th. That's a little bit harsh, it feels like. Obviously expecting big things though. So next up, we have got timing. Salezo Osaka away. Of course we do. It's going to be lack of manager bounce. So we'll get a prediction going for that. They are in her. It's Gambo Osaka in 7th. That makes that a lot more understandable. They're 15th. Right. Should be good here. Come on, season preview. It's supposed to be 5th best team, so yeah. Understandable then. A lot more understandable. No, I don't want to get him, please. Mr. Fuji, if you please stop doing that, that'd be nice. Under 20 Asian Cup, this fella's on loan somewhere else, but to be fair, we probably do have some handy centre backs elsewhere that we can call back at some stage. Didn't think about that. But strong favourites against the managerless team. Yeah, Kashiwa and Nagaya back-to-back are going to be quite big games, actually. Now I've seen that's coming up after Montedio, because that's second and third on the table currently. So that's, I mean, beat them, start engraving the trophy. And now a lot of teams are coming in after Matsunaga. It is Gamba, and he isn't interested, so we're not going to bother because he's a handy starter currently. Sort of a fringy kind of starter for us, depending on when Kabari's available. We do need to keep an eye on this actually during the transfer window, so just bear with, especially while I've got money to spend. He looks handy. Tried to check the Japanese players who had contracts coming up soon. That filter still does not work. So that's great. He's on his way for nothing, but that's because he's not very good. So we'll be fine without him. He can go and get some money off the wage. It's not a lot, but we'll let him go. He's off to Zuwagen Kanazawa and J2, which seems like not enough of a step down, honestly, but it is what it is. Now for this next game, we're going to stick to positive. Why would we not? We're freaking 10 clear on top of the table. Makes 0 sense to go balanced or cautious or whatever the heck they wanted us to do there. Tori's not training super well, so I have a little bit of a crack at him there. Having a right sulky, isn't he? Not getting a loan move at the moment. Is he quite good? He's okay. Good determination, but that potential isn't that great either way. Yeah, that's a decent game as well. Some handy games coming up. Talking smack. Actually, we'll have a look at the Jets shortly because I think they did something unbelievably bad. It probably definitely would have happened now. We'll have a quick look at how our former teams are going. At least the ones that we managed. Cool, don't mind that. Gotor. Yeah, take him. I please, he's garbage. 14, yep, he can go. So now is Yamani back on rehab? He is. Lovely. We already had that one done. Right, quick look at the Newcastle Jets. Let's hope I get the right one. I think it's the green one. It is. So they are only third in the Ninja A-League. Oh my god, did they not win that? Oh, it was actually the good teams. Oh man. Right, where was the... Oh, they lost the playoff final? Are you serious? So the Jets lost the playoff final to a team from Morocco. So it didn't even make the competition proper at the FIFA Champions Cup. So embarrassment number 1 this season for Newcastle. Now I've got to find them again. Embarrassment number 2, they currently only sit third in the A-League, although they're not going there badly in the Ninja A-League. More embarrassingly, at least it looked like it, they actually got out of their group okay. Because it was not looking like they get out of their group. They're in the semis. So fair play. They're in the quarters against the Indian team. But if we look at the group stages, Newcastle were very dicey until their last game. Because they lost to Mungyong Sangmu out of South Korea. They drew somehow against Nagahyang, who I think we bet North Korea last season. Took a win by 2-0 over Elgato to just get out of their group as one of the best third place teams. Which is not hard given that one of the groups... Oh no, they do have 4 teams. That's weird. Why is that cut off? I was about to dump on Newcastle, but they're still alive. But it looked like they were going to have an absolute stinker. And Manjung, while we're here, let's have a quick check up on how they're doing. Manjung City are third this season. They are still trying to keep pace with JDT, but not doing a great job. They had a stinker last season. In the first season after we left, they finished second. So they're trying to bounce back. Of course, top 2 is ACL Elite. So they might even be ACL 2 these days. But yeah, our former clubs, a touch disappointing. Harsh on Manjung. Newcastle, though, should really have got out of that group on top. It was very disappointing to see that they might be getting knocked out in the group stage, but they have just done enough. Very embarrassing, their performance on the Champions Cup stage. Like, how do you not make the group stage against a non-playable continent when it comes to their women's game? So still 45 for Valakori. Now Malizio might leave Song Chung Yong out there at the moment because he is supposed to be a better player. If we get a yellow, it might make things interesting because then Bakedinov might have to do a switcheroo there. But I think we'll leave that same team and crack into the match. We were also briefly at the Phoenix, but we didn't manage a game there, so we don't talk about that in the women's side of things. Yeah, do what you did last time, kind of. Just do it for longer, hopefully. As we're away at the managerless. Well, I thought it was the managerless Cerezo Osaka, but they've got Takumi Minamino in charge, so that probably could be quite good for them. I mean, I'm sorry, you could have done a little bit of a better job on a Takumi Minamino model there, FM. At least have it look somewhat like him. Like his picture. Ishimura, as per usual, towers over the entire squad. But we're underway, on the road, against the pink and blue of Cerezo Osaka. We are in the blue and the red, just like before. Geez, Diaz is cooked there, although Song Chung Young's having none of that. Puts a good foot in, so we get the ball back here. Bakedinov drifting in fielders, that playmaking wing back, and now Sato starts to cook. Does well. It's a nice ball that for Fujikawa, who this time puts it away, and we make it 1-0. Top work by FC Tokyo, and we are really difficult to beat unless we go to a penalty shootout, it would seem. Otherwise, good luck trying to beat this team. We are very difficult to get past it in normal footballing things. We do see the restart, which is a touch concerning. As Hashioka is on the ball. Diaz still cooking quite well, isn't he? Okay, that's good for Mishimura though. Now Arroyo better enjoy his time in the first team while he can, because when Valakari gets back to full speed, yeah, that's going to help us. And we pick out Sato again, finding a lot of space down that right hand side, and just there's too much pace for his man there. Now Ruse into the mix of it. Maraki gets there in the way of Arroyo. Pumps it deep. Are we going to try and win this? Yes, and we do quite well through Bakidanov to Sato. Oh, Arroyo. Will he fizz it in there? Kind of. Block shot from Miyazawa. Couple of chances there to make it 2-0. Just like in the first game we played today. Feels like this highlight's about done now. Once FM tells us it is. It's probably going to wait till we get up the field 10 metres more for some reason. Song Chung Young. Oh no, okay, we're still... Okay, no, they clear it. Lose. Arroyo. It's interesting defensive work. Ishimaru comes out to get it before they do. This is very dominant football. But in the end, it's still only 1-0. Okay, we'll do a bit of a praise. It might have gone through at the wrong time if they score here. If we score, perfectly timed. But they're keeping the ball at the moment. Kubo. Oh no, I'll tell you what, look at that Chun Young. For 100, upper end of 100 to 200k, he looks pretty good. Arroyo, good save from the goalkeeper, but we're putting the pressure on. Trying to get that cushion lead. Sato yellow, so we'll pull him at half time. Bit of a shame, he's starting to find some form again now. Now who was that got a yellow? Presume it was their player, it hasn't popped up for us. Oh no, Miyazawa. Oh boy, okay, so a couple of attacking subs here at the half. Tell you what, Chan Young has got Louis Diaz in his pocket. Or L Diaz. I'm just presuming his first name's Louis, because it seems to be everyone with L's first names in football. Miyazawa not having a good half, and Maraki saves that effort from him as well. 6.3. 1.68 XG, guys, just, you know. So score one more before it gets up to 2. And hopefully going to be from the set piece, which Bakidanov will take. Short. A little bit of play here between him and Shimazaki. Sato got him behind. His initial cross blocked, but Arroyo to Miyazawa, who I'm quite tempted to sub early the way he's going this half. I'll demand more just because should really be 2-0 here, guys. Giving away a free kick, thankfully not costly. Only 1-0 up in a game that should be at least 2. So we'll take the yellow carded players off because they're the ones leading us down. Well, I say one of them is. So Matsubara, also Rivera for the yellow card. So actually is playing quite well. They're a bit frustrated out there. Not surprised. So we'll tell the most of the people they're doing well, but yeah, up front we need to show some improvement through Matsubaru for Miyazawa. Really want the second goal soon, just to get a bit of a gap, because we really deserve it. Now XG is up to 2 now. It's a free kick for Luz. We'll see if he's any good at these. He's only on a 6.5 today. Oh, it's off the post. Thought it was well wide the way their goalkeeper was reacting to that. Not a bad effort, but he's only going a bit feely today. So we might have to bring on the youngster soon for him. And Fushikawa's actually got a knock as well, so we might play things safe with him. Tori, now with these two, kind of feel like we might just leave it how it was. But Ru's going a bit fairly, so we'll get Ushibori on for him. A couple of disappointing outputs there from some of our attackers, which might be just costing us putting this game to bed. We'll see now if we can. Oh, that was good delivery from Rivera, but Ishimaru finally gets a hitter on target. It gets parried away by Meraki, who's on a 7.2, and that does feel relatively justified given the XG and the fact that they've only conceded one. Now Bakiranov on a yellow, so we'll do our last sub. Matsunaga's not going that well, but this seems like the smarter option. Does also mean Bakiranov is suspended for our next game. Pretty sure that dugout thing's come too late. Now Rivera, can he pick out Ishimaru again? We're looking for him. It's going to be a pen. They've pushed him. Can't blame them because he's a freaking giant. But he hasn't scored for about 10 games. So that was a bit silly from them. And just gets a talking to, no card. But it does mean, who's going to be on this? It is Rivera. Can he score from the spot? I think he was alright if he was available in that shootout. And he puts that one away, no issues, right. So now we finally get the cushion goal we've been looking for most of this game, honestly. But Rivera sends him the wrong way and we finally make it 2-zip. It's been coming. Like Christmas, but it has been coming. And we finally get it done. Now all the floodgates open as Matsunaga will take the free kick. Short to Chun Young, who's having a good start to life here. The South Korean left back, Ushibori. Cuts inside. Might take this on himself. He does, but again Meraki with a good save. Might have to have a look at him as a goalkeeper. As Rivera will look for Ishimaru, no doubt again. That's got way too much on it though, so we're going to have to try and do something from a throw-in. We will see that throw-in though, as Chun Young will take it. Arroyo, back to Chun Young. Hattori. Matsunaga. Chun Young just keeping things down the left-hand side until I say that. Now we pick out Rivera, who somehow misses the post, and then I thought Arroyo was going to get pinged for a push in the back there, but apparently not. We still go, and the highlight comes to an end, so no goal there. It would have been pretty harsh if they did concede one with that massive push in the back after a chance that did come off the post there from Rivera. Arroyo highly at fault, but it is what it is. Shimazaki's also picked up a yellow, but let's hope he's okay in the DM role. But we will pick up a solid 2-0 when it could have been so many more though, the XG. So, don't know if that's a concern, the fact that we're not scoring the goals we should be. We did have a striker who played a 6.2 and another one who played a 6.5, so that might be a reason why. Might just put that down to our men up top, but it's a win. Win's a win. Won't have a go at them, but it's a win, so we don't want to get too harsh on them. And we are now 14 points clear, so that gap is getting even bigger. Now Fujikawa, that's a minor. Love to see it. And Arroyo apparently had a really good game, despite the lack of assists or goals. And we'll keep our guys fresh where possible. Yeah, still think all these guys we did set up on rehab, didn't we? Loose treatment, we got so many injuries, but no, just waiting for Ishi Zaka now, but also no Bakidanov. So we've got Sasaki, who we can put in there, and to be fair, he's done a decent job when we've needed him, so we might have to do Atani. And Mauricio on the bench just for this game might be the play. Because then we'll still be well within that window. We'll see how Fujikawa goes if we get a Kawasaki in there for him, or a Hattori. And neither player is wanted a lot. We are trying to oh sorry. No idea where'd that come from again. Yeah, we are trying to offer them out, and they're pretty happy with our efforts, so I think we get away with it. But next up, we are away at Montedio Yamagata, so another away trip. I think the first time we've played these guys, actually. See if anything good's coming through here with the money we've got to spend, but early signs are not good. Mainly, if there's a really good goalkeeper available now, is probably what we're looking for. Or just in general, a top-class Japanese player. He's an okay goalkeeper, but nothing special. That's an interesting name. Sam. Well, I get banned for saying that last name. Sam Kantepe. Sorry, I couldn't not say it, could I? The game was just begging me there. He's got potential, but 2 million is a bit for just potential. It's handy players, but no future superstars. Especially out of Japan. So that's the issue we've got currently. And still just those 10 goalkeepers that they're recommending, which is okay, but yeah, I don't know. Might have to wait till next season to sort out the goalkeeper. Get a real class one in. Choi Sun Ho. Handy. Not great though. If we can get 1.4 million out of them, I wouldn't say no. There we go. Right. Yep. No. Well, don't be so tight then, Sunflicker. But we'll have this away trip, which another team that are down in the bottom half of the table, so you'd like to think we'll do a decent job here. And then we get some actual tests, second and third on the table, coming to the Chofu Stadium. So they're down in 11th, so if you're not super, I mean, they just snuck their way onto 11th there. Have Montedio. Starting to pick up a little bit of forms. This could be interesting. Now we do probably want to keep some of these guys ticking along. Yeah, a few people do need the game time here. these. 3 in particular, coming back from recent injuries, so we'll give them a little bit of game time. I think he's on the bench for the next game too, actually. So, and Barak, I said Burka. Barak, thank you for the follow. Greatly appreciated. Yeah, but Shirasaki can play a full game. That's what I was trying to get to there. Yeah, a lot of these guys just coming back from injury, so we'll try and nurse them back to full fitness. Goto, yeah, you can take him for free. That's fine. Keigo Nonamura. If they get up to about 1.2 million, we'll consider it. 500k. 500k. And we'll try and do that. No, don't be so tight. How about that? It's close. How's he actually look again? Got good aggression and natural fitness. His technicals are garbage though. I'm probably going to release him next season. We might take that, you know. We might take that. Now a loan deal for He Moon. Now we might need He Moon. How far away is Kabari? It's probably the big question in this. He is 2 days. Oh, we can loan him out. That's sweet. Handy. Yep, take him. Take him on loan. Shimizu's gone to Sanfrecce. That's not confusing at all. So yeah, pretty strong favourites for this game. We won that team of the week. No, not this week. Probably fair we should have been a bit better attacking wise that week. Yukio Hira did actually play well for once, our former star. But well, we're 11 points clear of a game in hand, so still 14 more or less. Shirasaki injured. That would be from the reserve game. You can come off the shortlist because you look no good. Team instructions. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Minor injury, so that's all good. Oh yeah, draw. Touch disappointing of some of the players we put out there. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be happening. Goto, yeah, you can take him on free as well. That's cool. So Kabari is back. Love to see it. Man who's been quite injury prone this season. 19-year-old, might be 20 now. We'll nurse him back. Now I think a lot of these guys are already on our shortlist. We'll just check. Some of them shouldn't be, though. GB, the classic Brazilian name. Yeah, some of these guys really should not be on our shortlist. He is better, as is he. Right, and then it's game time. So, Montedio before a tricky double header, albeit at home. Chuck a save in. We'll crack into this one away from home. Hopefully make it free from free for today. Now, is anyone naked? Atani's a little bit tired, but should be fine. Yeah, I think we're good with that team that what we've got on the bench there already. Because not too many are too naked. How's Valakari tracking now? 45 still. And Fujikawa is a little bit short of fitness, but hopefully he's going to be okay. So let's crack into this game. You think we're going to be playing the white, but I think there might be too much of a clash with these guys' uniform, actually. Yeah, I'll challenge them a bit here. We've just coasted through those first 2 games back. Let's try and put the foot down a bit more here. Against Montedio Yamagata. The Kondo in goal. Inconsistent, remember. And doesn't enjoy big matches, so that's why we're avoiding him transfer-wise. Otherwise, does look like a pretty handy Japanese goalkeeper that we could pick up. And as I thought, they are in the white, so we are in the blue and red. Also, 250 followers with that last one too, so thanks everyone who's dropped a follow on the journey. Greatly appreciated. Over on Twitch anyway. Right, so we are going left to right here in this first half with the dark uniform, or dots. Giving us a bit to think about early, but we've got a free kick. We're going to get the ball here just outside the box. Arroyo. Out to Sato, finds Luz, who's definitely not where he should be, being a left winger. Sato, oh, it's a goal? Here it is. Okay, we're not even going to check this. Miyazawa makes it 1-0. So thankfully he's got his shooting boots on today, but it's a very fortunate goal. Ru's out right. And there to Ishimaru. Sato takes a couple of touches. It's a block shot. Miyazawa's just pretty luckily placed there. And I can't really blame the goalkeeper too much for that one on their end, but we do take a 1-0 lead. Bit of an unlucky one there for Montedio. But that's how it rolls sometimes. We've copped a couple like that occasionally. And they do on this occasion. Again, we're putting the foot down stats-wise. Currently matching XG. Please don't concede what I think would be their first shot on target, if it comes to that. Esteban. Okay, just over the bar. Thankfully, Ishikawa not called into action too much there. Yeah, it would have been their first shot on target. To be fair, we've scored our only shot on target so far too. So, the shooting leaving a bit to be desired in this game at the moment. Okay, this is just not quite putting the foot down how he should. Do we need to try and lower the tempo maybe? We'll see as a highlight. There's the, oh, we're playing the bloke with the name from the Netherlands. It's Puntepe there with a poor pass, but then annoyingly, Sato's given it to Estepe, and there's Kantepe. Back to Esteban. Oh, we should have got that back off him. Now, Kantepe. Half time, the game just wanted me to say his name a lot there, didn't it? Right, I might try and lower the tempo here second half. Just, don't know. Just feels a touch off for whatever reason. Our finishing at the moment. Yeah, finding the gear, guys. Anyone out there who have got good replacements? We might actually make a sub here. Well, we've got a free one. Let's take off Arroyo, who's nervous for Valakari, actually. Otherwise, though, it's not that. Will hopefully help us score a bit more, because Valakari does love a goal. And to be fair, an assist just as much. I'll try and lower the tempo, see if this kicks us into gear a bit more, if it nukes us. Definitely creating the chances. Now Sasaki, our right back, got a yellow there. It does take a while to pop up this year. So what do we do here? Probably do Maurizio and try Chan Young outright as the playmaking wing back. So just going to take our time on the ball here a little bit more. There's Maurizio. Toulouse, Fujikawa. And we're still progressing up quite nicely, to be fair. Roos, Valakari. The magic man from Finland. They've just, teams are blocking us at the moment, big time. And they might actually get a chance here on the counter. Tanaka into Wedejo. Oh no, apparently that's it. Suppose we praise, but really want to get a few more goals out of this team. Now Sato on a yellow, so we'll get him off, and to be honest, that hasn't really helped a ton, has it? So let's go back to standard, I guess. I think they copped a yellow that time. But yeah, our XG is starting to consistently overperform our goals, which is a little bit concerning. As Loose is a bit tired. So we'll get him off, and honestly, of the rest, we might give Otani a bit of a debut at the back there as well. Good, solid game and start to life here from Chan Young, but we'll give him a rest while we can. And Ushibari as well. Get him on that left wing for the tired Ruse, but and I should have been time wasting there. It's only 1-0, Shaun. Don't concede here, fellas. I'll be absolutely filthy. Oh boy, just keep the shot away. Here we are. Right, time waste. There's Okamoto. Alright, this highlight should stop soon, you'd think. Oh, okay, guys. Offside, okay. That was just a little bit weird. Fushikawa's gone down to a red, but it is what it is. A5, let's time waste more. Maybe it's the playing for set pieces actually that's doing it, because we're not scoring as much from those at the moment either. You expect us to be better with a 2-meter giant, but he hasn't scored for... He pops off in some streams, and then other streams he goes quiet for a couple, and then he scores like 5 goals in about a space of 3 or 4 games. So over the course of the season, it looks like he's having a really good one, but consistently not too sure. Otani's got cooked there, bro. You should have legs on this lad. Bro, what are you? I'm never playing you again. Right, Otani, what the frick was that? Are we actually going to drop points here? Unbelievable, guys. Of course I do. That's why I freaking made the changes, you stupid game. Tanaka has just made Otani look like the slowest. I mean, what are we doing here defensively? Like, how many people do we want to try and get in the way of that? Just situational awareness, guys, like a slide tackle or something. Just block it. But we do have a highlight straight from the restart, so hopefully might be a bit of justice coming here, because it'd be mental if we didn't win this. Oh, it'd be mental if we lost it though. Like, pull the plug time almost. Matilda. Agawa. What are they? What? God. Get up at them and win the frickin' ball back, you absolute donkeys. What are you doing? There we go. Right, Rivera. He's at least sort of done his job there. And Otani, right. Oh, now he shows pace. Where was that when... Oh, it's going to be a pen. Okay. Frickin' heck. Why does he run like that then and not when he's defending? Mental. So it's a clear pen. Now, who's taking this? It's probably Rivera again. Or is it Miyazawa? Might actually Valakari. It could be. It's Valakari. Back from injury. Seals it. Thank goodness for that. Right. Went to a higher tempo there. Maybe that's what we need to do a bit more of. And not play for set pieces. Oh, Petwitz. Welcome in. Yeah, thank you, man. Hope you have a good day yourself. But thankfully, they weren't equal for long, Montedio, because that would have been effing of all, like the cup yesterday. But Valakari is back in the goals after returning from injury and steps up from the spot to make it 2-1. Like, yeah. We still should be putting teams away by more. It's going to make this next little stretch a bit interesting against Kashiwa and Nagoya. But in the league, and in games that don't go to pens, we are still unbeaten. Yeah, didn't play as well as we can. I think I need to start a bit harsh on these fellas here. Just in control. Just in control. Right, let's get the rest going here. And then we can progress to the Saturday for Kashiwa Reysol. So top of the table clash here, albeit there's 11 points between the two teams. So, you know. Once I spell it right, that will help. There you go, Shaun. It's spelled, I think, correctly now, if not very close to it. And 20 games unbeaten away from home in the league. And Sato is now suspended. To be fair, we're okay with that. Because we've got Rivera and I think Shirasaki, he'll be fine to come on the bench. So we're cool there. No issues with that. And is he suspended for 2 games Bekirunov? That's a bit of a weird one. I think I like Kabari instead of Samaya on the bench as well. And what? No, I don't want to sign a bang average bloke for 110k. Goodness me. I know I've got money, but no need to throw it away on trash, guys. Jeepers. Right, yeah, Maury, you can have a crack because you need the game time, being our backup goalie. I think he still doesn't want to go. He does not, so stop annoying me, Gumbo Osaka. So we got the tricky double in Vivarum before we take on Elgato Sendai in a J-League Cup quarterfinal. Hopefully we can pick that up after the heartbreak we suffered in the Emperor's Cup, but we're pretty strong favourites here. Two teams that did get new managers going to the start of the season. Tell you what, actually that would make up for the Boadi going to buy him for 220 million from Liverpool. That happened back in January. Mental money there. But Kashiwa are in good form here. 5 on the trot. So we've got two proper informed teams here. Honestly, this feels like the sort of game that we might drop points in the way we're going at the moment. But we are at home, so hopefully these are good games to be in front of the home fans for. Okay, they are crossing threat, unlike apparently a lot of teams that we play. Interesting that they didn't bring that up for the previous game, given that the team legitimately scored from across. Keep the morale high. Now the Goya have just got beaten there by Gamba, so that's handy for us. We're about to take them on. So if we can beat Kashiwa and get up to 69 points, that might be about all she wrote for the league this season. Right, he is who? A relatively promising youngster. We'll have a word to him just to keep him on our side. Win with a red card for the youth team. That's good. Still not. Is this a technical thing? Maybe it is, because they should be scoring more as well. Yep, that's the guy who can go. Now, Shimazaki. No interest. Cool. Sorry, Vissel Kobe. He does not want to go and can't really blame him. Okay, well, I'm still waiting for this game to kick off. Right, so get a save in and we'll be right. So, top of the table clash here, albeit 11-point gap. So, they need this a hell of a lot more than we do. But they do come into it in a nice patch of form to Kashiwa, just like us. A few narrow wins in there. Well, you could argue we've been a touch more comfy, but not by a lot. So it's going to be interesting, this. Now, Valakari can play a full game, right? That's a big in. Valakari in the cam. Yamani is still out, and Bakedinov still out as well. So I think that's the team we go with. Rivera, obviously, at right wing for the suspended, Sato. So a couple of suspensions, but hopefully going to be okay here. With Sasaki at right back as well. Let's crack into it. Why are we? No, he's. No, let's keep into the match. Please sign someone with 4-star potential, then I won't cock block your BT manager. I want a bit more. I need more potential. Like, don't fear the Reaper needs more cowbell. Home form. Show them why we're tough at home here, guys. And let's get into it. Right, top of the table. With potentially the biggest gap ever between first and second, but either way, they are 4-2-3 winning, just like us. But win this and they're kind of cooked, aren't they? The Dortmund wannabes. Against, to be fair, we kind of look like Crystal Palace wannabes. So they've probably picked a better team. But we're 11 points clear of them. Let's get it out to 14, or at least keep it at 11. I'll tell you what, on the front foot early, if Ishimaru could please start doing stuff from set piece. I suppose he did earn a penalty for us earlier, but I know he can score goals, so don't know why that's stopped. As Rivera, just got a bit too greedy there, and now there's a big counter-attacking chance here for Kashiwa. El-Jabari starts to go forward to Sasaki, committed. Oh, it's off the post. Get away with that. That was all stem from Rivera. It would have been Sasaki on outside him in a ton of space, but for some reason didn't look for him. Thankfully doesn't prove costly. And now, can Ishimaru do something? All 2 meters of him far post. Not initially, but maybe an assist. Oh, shit. Do not rule that out. Do not rule that out. It looked way too good. And we're celebrating it as a goal. It looked too good. 1-0. And Ishimaru, how would they have ruled this out? I think that was the offside check there. It would have been Valakari. Maybe might have gotten the goalkeeper's eye line offside, but he stayed on just in time. So thankfully, we've got a 1-0 lead here from kind of a set piece. Ishimaru with the should have got the assist, but it looks like he hasn't for some reason. And oh my lord, that is sloppy on the ball. Miyazawa will try and make it 2, but straight at Goto. And that might be an injury because they've just thrown that straight out. Interesting stuff going on here. But we are putting all the pressure on them, which is nice. Now, can we please grab a cushion goal? Match our XG today against a decent team, because this is the sort of one that will capitalise on their chances, you'd think. Lus gets a bit of a pre-carb warning, and it's Song Shang-Yung who pays for it, so Malizio will probably get a run later on here. But now, another set-piece chance. That one looked a bit more on the target of Ishimaru, but not quite, and that's a bit of a waste there from Miyazawa. I can see what he was trying to do. Just couldn't quite keep it down, unfortunately. I'm getting a bit thrown off by them being yellow on the bar, because that's usually pops up if there's a yellow card too. Right, guys, can we please get a second goal here? If we can do that before half time, that'd be great. Who's gone down there? It's okay, we're going to sub him anyway, but why did my left backs not stay fit? Malizio comes back in. Yeah, not great, but could be worse. There is a highlight, and this might go over the 3 minutes of added time, given we've just made a sub. Angali. No, okay, righto. Fair play, ref. Luz is going a little bit fairly on a 6.5 and a bit tired, so he might. She's bumped back up now. No, referee, calm down. We'll give a Shibori a run, actually. With a little bit of helter-skelter we've got going on at the moment. Yeah. I don't want to use Otani if I can help it. So we'll do that. Again, going well, capable of better. Oh, geez, he switched off there. Seems like praise him for scoring a goal. Maybe I should have said, why have you only scored one, you muppet? But, there's Maurizio is going to try and earn himself a yellow card very early in this half. Thankfully, doesn't. But 1-0 up anyway in this top of the table clash, which would see us go 14 points clear with a game in hand. So, yeah, Kashiwa, if they want to have a chance, need to get their act into gear pretty soon. To be fair, might be on the path to doing it with that ball out wide, but thankfully we interrupt it, although we tried to give the ball away. Thankfully not for too long. Ishibori. Shimazaki. Up to Fujikawa. Valakari under pressure, but does well to find Ishibori, the youngster. Fujikawa up to Miyazawa. Oh, here come the runs. Rivera. One touch. Shoot. 2-0. Paul Rivera back from injury, back in goal scoring touch from open play. And that's what we're after. Miyazawa just takes long enough. I thought the run was going to come there from that fella in Sasaki. But no, it ended up being Rivera. And he just got him behind enough, beats Godo. 2-0. That is a big goal in the rest of the season, you'd think. Now Ishibori's got a freaking yellow, right? Let's just get him to do that. Picking up a few more cards than usual here. But 2-0 up as Ishibori is on the ball. Let's keep it, please. Oh, okay. Yep, love that. Oh, nice pass. Oh, I thought Miyazawa was about to go down there, but no, just a poorly timed pre-jump. Now Rivera. Oh, frickin' misses. Had the flashy briefly. Now we've got stoppages. Oh, it's a good team. I was going to take off Valakari, but we'll try and leave him out there maybe until 15 to go. And we'll wait till this comes through as well. And then maybe make some subs. Or we can make it 3-0. Bit more freedom. But no, Ishimaru can't put it on target. But I think we'll take off Valakari. Recent injury, so Arroyo for him. For our final sub, we'll save it up just in case. Sort of, probably Sasaki coming off wouldn't be the worst idea. But we'll try and hold off as long as we can there. $82 minutes gone. We're looking all right. Okay, we're in a good spot now. Let's take off Sasaki for Atani and start to try and waste this bad boy. Frustrate them late, and we're going to pick up a pretty important, at least more so for them than us, but pretty important 3 points. 14 clear on top of the J1. Good win, good team, so we'll take that all day long. Now, how bad is this injury for our new left back? 5 to 8. Jeez, what is up with left backs this season? Okay, so he's gone for a fair while. That's most of the season, isn't it? It'll be the final month or so, but that's it is what it is. But there's not a ton of football there, is there, around March? So depending on what happens in the J-League Cup, but not ideal. Okay, he's got a bit sulky about that. And the Aussie Ryan Harrison. Take that, mate. FC Tokyo got the better former, well, man with some Aussie links. Good old Kiwi bashing Aussie as per usual. on the football field, not at club level, not on the not on the streets. That's very much an Australian thing. But right, so we've got Nagoya Grampus up next. So it's another semi-top of the table clash. Sakamahara still having a pretty good season, actually, up in 4th, aren't they? Their manager's probably going to get tempted away at some stage because they are having a very good season compared to expectations. As we can get rid of a few pretty average players now off our shortlist. Yes, he can get, how's he looking? Right winger. Oh, some of those attributes are nice. Not the worst. Not the worst at all, okay. It's a foreigner, we don't need an extra foreigner, but still. So Nagoya were in quite good touch until they lost their last game. And yeah, 31 games unbeaten. That goes back to last season. As Kawasaki Frontale, they're starting to find some form after knocking us off. So at least they've kicked on with it a bit. Doesn't feel quite so random. Now, do we put Sato back in? Rivera was quite good in that previous game. Samaya probably could use a game. Hattori could use a game, I'd say. Hopefully we won't need him on the bench now. One half, right, I'll be able to sort out a team for this one. Right, we did say we'd loan this guy out, so let's do that again. Right, he'll hopefully go somewhere eventually. So who's not suspended? He's injured, so that does mean Maurizio comes back in. Yeah, what are we going to do now? We've got to kind of put Bakiranov in there. Switcheroo Otani might end up being a left back here. Yeah, I think he's going to have to be, actually. That's probably why we were struggling, actually. We did sign him as left back, so I don't know why I was using him as a right back for so long. I think on form, you probably keep Rivera in there. Not that Sato's been too bad, so Shirasaki can play, as can Kawasaki Somaya. Once I nuke this, and right, so Somaya Hattori, yeah, you probably won't get some minutes into those guys, but Kawasaki, is he there? Yep, you can play. Otani, sneak a 45 into you, and Shirasaki a full 90, and I think we're good then. Right. Right. Nonamura about to go to Gumbo Osaka for 1 million. That'll help our transfer budget even more. Not we really need it. But his loan in J3's gone because he's now made the move to a J1 club. And yeah, we have still got a lot of money to spend. Strong. You rise. You rise. Well, 5:10. We might sneak in these J1 games. And then I'd say that'll do it for today, and we'll come back on the weekend and kick off with a J-League Cup quarterfinal. Should be a good way to get things underway. I can figure out a bit more how I'm going to actually spend this money we've got if I decide to. We'll just save it up for next season going to a Champions League campaign. I'm sorry. Creaky bottle. Right, so. Actually, I forgot to mention the other reason our wage budget is so high is because Mazrashi retired, got injured. That was another thing that happened. Yeah, he got a hip injury and just straight out retired. We were setting him for release anyway, so to be fair, it kind of worked out well. I think he still doesn't want to go there, so just sod off, Gumba. Exit. No, soft lock, okay. Shimazaki, oh, it's a big old offer, but no interest, so we'll reject that too. Now, where are you from? You're a centre midfielder from the Ivory Coast. If you're a goalkeeper, I'd consider it, but I think we're all good at the moment. Right, g'day, Saban. Yet again. Before Nagoya Grampus beat these guys, and it's pretty much locked away J1. Early crow, but it would take a disaster to be caught with a 14-point gap over second, and this would make sure third 20 odd behind us, so be in a good spot. Yamani is still 5 days away, so he'll be okay for a semi-final in the cup, so that could be quite handy. Kabari is a little bit tight actually, isn't he? We might need to just do that, otherwise pretty happy, although Kabari can cover left back, so we might risk that actually. But pretty happy with that team. We've got the 5 foreigners. Yep, we're good. Okay. Oh, I wish it'd stop doing that. At that time, he can't jump, so we're gonna. Right, match finally. Let's crack into it. Yeah, home advantage again. Don't want to tell you you're playing that well, because just getting the job done. I suppose is the main thing, but Sato back on the bench. It's a pretty strong team. As we take on Nagoya Grampus, going with that 4-2-3-1, just like we saw from Kashiwa Ray Sol. And yeah, if we're winning this and we eventually have the week where Kashiwa don't play, we're going to get into a really nice spot. Not that we're not already, but even nicer. So they are in the white with the red trim. We're in our blue and red here at FC Tokyo. They do have the ball early here though from the kickoff. Play on, interesting. We get down the right end of the field, but nothing coming from it apart from this goal kick, which Akuda will take short. We're going to try and put pressure on them here to a certain degree, but not very well because they've worked their way over it quite nicely until Ruse with a nice interception until he gave the ball away. So it's all very interesting until a horrific mix-up at the back there. And Miyazawa has made the most of it. I'm not too sure if that's humanly possible because Ruse with the loose touch. Akiyama here, it's a poor ball. I think it would have been a goal, but he should have probably tripped over the goalkeeper on the way through there. But 1-0, that's the main thing. We won't worry about the physics engine. Or the lack of one. Here's Bakirinov. Oh, Ruse had space. Will he take on the shot? How they blocked that? But we've got it back here. Fujikawa, Maurizio. Nice little bit of flair there from the Brazilian. Shimazaki back out to him. Ruse. Oh, it had the curve on, but not quite the dip. But encouraging start. After we were really gifted an early goal. And now a set piece. Valakari, can he pick out the big lad? Ishimaru. No, but I tell you what, Miyazawa's in space. Again, they've blocked us. Rivera. Oh, he's found Valakari, who hits the post. Goal kick. They've got away with that one. Probably makes up for the goal they gifted us, but could be two. Early. Let's hope it doesn't prove costly. Now, they've got a player off the field here, and they're going to give us the ball back because of it for a goal kick. Interesting. Highlight? Yep, because we don't see what happens after that. That's clearly a key highlight. Really need to see that. But well and truly on the front foot. But as we have been today, just maybe not quite putting the foot down as much as we should be on the scoreline. Right, Rivera's gone off there briefly. Please don't concede after that. We won't. And Bakirinov actually have a chance to get us going on the counter. Who's the guy who just stopped running along with him there? But Bakirinov trying to get this going all on his own, really. Oh, Fujikawa's in space. He'll take on the shot. If someone stuffed that up, I'm going to be a bit annoyed because it was a pretty nice finish, that. Yes, it's a goal. 2-0. That's what we needed, but that's largely Bakirinov's work there. He picks up the assist, so he should. Now, Fujikawa, he's just stayed on there as Miyazawa. That was what they were checking. But we do make it 2-0. Keeping a big eye on Rivera here. He is improving. We'll probably take him off at the half just to be safe with a good quality player like Sado on the bench for us. H. Doppio, hope you're doing well, man. And yeah, Rivera is a bit cooked now, so we're definitely going to take him off at the half. With a 2-0 lead. And we would go 17 clear on top of the J1. So we'll just play things safe there. Copping injuries, so we are doing pretty well given all that sort of stuff. And let's tell them we're doing nicely. Yeah, I'm doing well. Doing well, man. Especially in FM. Got a very nice season going here with FC Tokyo. Just the one cup loss on penalties, and every other game we've been unbeaten in. To see how that's going to work next season with Champions League thrown in the mix, you'd think. But everything coming up Millhouse for us here at FC Tokyo. Now Maurizio's picked up a knock. What is it with left backs, man? Atani can get a run. And just because I'm a bit concerned about how many injuries we are picking up, we'll do those as well. So a few changes in that stoppage. Shimazaki's probably the other one we should take off at some stage. This is a long old highlight. Before those subs went through. Oh, you won the quintuple. Lovely. That is good then. So that means you ticked off the Champions League as well, did it? So now you're doing your Pentagon. Well, anyway. Oh, that was tight. But yeah, no, your Pentagon, wasn't it? Okay, come on, fellas. Find Ishimura. He's 2 meters tall. We've got to... Why is he running away from the frickin' ball? You're a giant. That's why, because Miyazawa's going to score instead. Okay. 3-0. All wrapped up. Let's take off the bloke who was getting a bit tired there in Shimazaki for Hattori, who's been crying about game time. Oh, you did. So move to Orlando Pirates. Nice. Decent sized club. Sorry, just a voice going. Yeah, I had the choice after winning the Women's Asians Champions League. It was either here with Tokyo or the Kaiser Chiefs. But Tokyo looked like a bit more of a chance because the Mamelodi in Africa, or in South Africa, were really strong favourites compared to what the situation was here. What has happened there? We're going to move around. I haven't decided yet whether this is a Continental Conqueror sort of thing with the fact we've already won the Women's Champions League as well in Asia, so we'll figure it out as we go, but hopefully move around a fair bit throughout the remainder of this one. Should be hopefully close to a year-long save, but there's the international mode refresh at some stage too, so we'll see how that goes probably. Hopefully it's going to be save file compatible, because then we could mix it in a bit and have a crack at a World Cup. If it is, good to play. Okay, good. We are just getting a little bit shaky late, but 3-0 up doesn't really matter, does it? We made those couple of subs and it looks to have an impact. This Kano pulls it back for Leoa. And, oh, tell you what, important touch on that from Ishimaru. Yeah, they did say something about a module. Yeah, it might be separate, to be fair, yeah. Oh, that's a cheeky... Ishikawa, I do still have 3 million in the bank. You might, if we conceded that, okay, I might just spend that before next stream. Because how have you conceded this? Alright, mate, come on. That's a soft one to concede. We'll get away with it, but how's he on a 7.1 after that? To be fair, they probably deserve that goal. The XG in this is it's a very tight game stats-wise, despite how it's looked. And we pick up a 3-1 win. Lovely stuff. So we're now 17 clear. We are just marching our way to a J1 title. To be fair, I'd hope so before we have Champions League next season to contend with. But we'll play one more game today and come back on Saturday. Okay, that's not as bad as I thought it might be with Maurizio. Rivera is also not too bad, so I've got away with a couple there. But one more league game. And then, yeah, we've got a J-League Cup quarterfinal, trying to make up for the The one game we lost all season. Penalty shootout, which was frustrating. Oh, I didn't rest Shaun. That could cost you. And why is my reserve manager just so bad at transfers? Yes, we don't want to spend 92k on a 2.5 star, maybe potential. He needs to cool his jets on those. To be fair, we're not too bad off here, are we? We might get away with it anyway. Okay, that terrified me briefly. Thought we had a proper situation. So Rivera is probably not playing this next game. So we'll get him out for Sato. Shirasaki. Otherwise, though, I think that could be a risk as well, but I wish we could keep left backs fit here. I don't know what it is about left backs. Might have to be Kabari, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, that might be a bit better, but what's the bid for? He's got a contract. I'll turn that off before next stream because that is actually annoying me now. The amount of bad players that we're going after. Moon is on loan. He's going to Gilavans Kitakyushu. Where are they? J2? Okay. Hadn't heard of them before. But let's get a prediction going after the previous one. On the road this time. Boompa, right. Oh wow, we've got a lot of stuff coming through here. Know about him. Okay, so get him off our short list. And him. Okay, a lot of the players that we first scattered when we got here are clearly not that good anymore. But very strong favourites for this one, according to the in-game odds and predictions. We'll get this one done and we'll come back and I'll see. I'm probably going to see if I can get a goalkeeper. Just the 34-year-old in between the sticks is probably going to need replacing it. I'll have a think about it anyway. I've got a day to think about whether we go for him. Now, 1.4 for him is what we want. No, it's too cheap, guys. And he, I don't think, wants to go to you guys. Nope, so we'll reject that too. And happy days. But I'll definitely have a look at goalkeepers just because I don't rate the guy we've got in between the sticks that much, even though he's probably got one of the better records in the entire league at the moment. Shirasaki is now got an injury. There's a couple of soft boys in this team, I will say that. They're just not handling the football. Which will get us in trouble next season if it keeps up this way. We've got 1 day off to have a match day look at this. As Elgato is off on a free because he's not very good. Now, what's wrong with him? No, you're a backup striker, mate. I mean, if there's a couple of promising Japanese strikers, I reckon I might just threaten to sell him because that usually works. Crap. That didn't work. Okay. That was, Shaun. Okay. How much do we spend on him? 2.1. You're going to be joking me. Okay. That's annoying. Right. We're not very deep at striker, so that's the issue we had there. Got a promising guy, but in behind the bloke that's having a pretty good season that we got off Yokohama and J2. And him, it really is weak. Been giving him game time when the guy's not going well, but he hasn't really done a good job himself, so a bit bold of him. Now, let's see who we actually need to use in this game. Got a couple of iffy players. So let's just see what we can do. So Maurizio is out for 2 more days. Right. Kabari is 45. We're going to have to start a Tani, so that's a risk straight away. And we need a right winger to come in here. We're going to use Kabari as the backup left back. That's fine. We need a right winger to come up from a team here. I think Rivera. Did we get him on a... No, that probably cost us a bit there. Only slightly, but still. But goodness me, we'll get some players back for our next game. But right wing. Who have we got? Right wing. Anyone? Sugimoto? Sort of. You'll probably do. In you come. Not quick pick. That will just destroy what you've just done, Shaun. Okay. And, oh, why does that always happen when I'm doing that? He's got good physicals, to be fair. But can't finish, and we use a wide forward, so that's another absolute... So every time I'm on a match down, I go to the tactics screen. So because I'm calling up a player to the first team, is that what's doing it? But here we go. Last game of the stream. Let's see if we can make it a perfect green dot stream. Or if Vivara Nagasaka are going to do us, hopefully not, they're in 19th. Hopefully there's the sort of game we can get away with a bit of rotation. Albeit enforced rotation. With Otani coming in. Away from home, yeah, you will actually. 3-1 was pretty good against the team you played. And here we go. They've got a quite handy little stadium. Well, maybe it's just the blue part of the roof that makes it look fancy. But Sato comes back in for Rivera, and yeah, that change at left back because they just keep getting freaking injured. Left backs here. It's not even the fancy fullback position I'm using. It's just the fullback side, not the playmaking wing back. You think that would be the one that would get injured more, running around the pitch a bit more freely, but no, it's the straight out fullbacks. But we're not holding onto the ball a heap in these first 10 minutes. We've got the only shot off though, at least up until I said that. Okay, Roos is having a pretty average start to this game. Out left, 6.4. Not ideal for a player that we did somewhat emergency sign, having lost the bloke to replace a hero since last stream to a fairly long injury. Miyazawa not going that great either, so we're probably going to get our backup striker actually with a crack here in the second half. We'll encourage again, but so far this has been pretty average. Not that we're seeing a lot of it. by not seeing a lot of it, we've seen none of it. Which, given some of the stuff that FM shows you in this year's game as a key highlight, is surprising. Thankfully, Kashiwa are losing, so we'd actually be 18 points clear off the back of this. And Nagoya are losing as well, so it's actually working out quite well for us somehow. Right. Those two definitely need to come off. So Ushibura and Matsubara on for Lu and Miyazawa respectively. Make those changes. Just disappointing, guys. Really disappointing first half. So it's the last game of the stream. Make it, you know, do something. As Bakirinov drops down to a yellow heart, and now Sato a card. Are you guys joking me right now? I think. Oh, I've got to give people game time. Valakari's not going well either. Change out the entire attack. Send a message. Guys, I will demand more here because they are the 19th best team in Japan against, you know, the team that's so far clear it's not funny. Matsunaga is not doing a lot today, is he? Maybe we need to try a bit of Kabari late on here. I'd rather save it up for a tired player, but neither of those fullbacks are going well, so we'll get Kabari on. And try a higher tempo as well. And maybe keeping the ball in play. Fire up. I'm going to let rip at these fellas soon. Guys. Do a football. Come on. What am I watching, guys? I'm on key highlights, yes. Okay, wow, that was, yeah, a ball draw against, how have we not, okay, we've somehow gone clear off the back of that. Sorry, that was a dreadful end to the stream, wasn't it? Yeah, that was piss poor, guys. Wow, that was, what a watch. And we somehow extended our gap on top of the J-League after that. So, content. Right. We'll save it there. That'll do it for today, guys. I've got to go cook tea now. Thanks for hopping in, those of you who have. Greatly appreciated. We'll be back on Saturday afternoon. And we'll pick up with the J-League Cup, and I'll see if I sign someone. We've got $3 million to spend. And we might also get a little bit more if we get rid of the striker, so we feel like that might be where that money goes. But that was a disappointing end, couldn't quite go perfect. Because those guys, if we're getting the nervy nerves again before a cup game again, I'm going to be livid because we've been so perfect this season. Apart from when we played cup games, for some reason we just S the bed. But somehow I've been finding a way to get through it. Right, are there people live? I do need to dash, so we'll see if we do a raid or not here. There's no one for Facecam live, so we'll just skip a raid today, guys. I've got to go cook dinner, but hopefully you guys will pay out to on the prediction. Tell you what, if you, I reckon people would have done well out of a draw there if you were brave enough. But yeah, cheers for coming today, guys. I'll catch you Saturday, and we'll keep on going on. Probably main focus that J-League Cup because the league is more or less wrapped up, even if we do S the bed from this point on. But yeah, cheers for coming today, guys. Have a good start to your weekend, into the rest of your week. Keep safe out there. Catch you guys later. Keep on keeping on. Bye. Oh, get on the right. There we go. Smooth as. Not.